We now want to add some text onto our page. Now at this point we're not going to type out what we actually want to say, we're going to use what we call placeholder text. And placeholder text is just text that is designed so that you can see what it would look like on a page. If you go into Google and you Google lorem ipsum and you click onto the first option and go down to generate, that will give you some nonsense text. It doesn't mean anything, this text at all, but it gives you something that you can copy and paste into your second row, which will allow you to see what your text looks like on your page. What we then want to do is have a look at formatting this text. Now we're going to add in headings to this, so we're going to click before our first paragraph and we're going to type in heading 1 and then hit enter. Click before our second paragraph, heading 2, enter, and then we will do a heading 3 as well. If you click onto heading 1 and you go to properties at the bottom, you can then go to format and choose heading 1 from your styles, heading 2, choose heading 2, and then the same for heading 3. Now these are the default styles, we can go ahead and change those. Now if we go to page properties, the first thing you want to do is look at your font. Now on your font you can only choose the fonts that are in this list. Have a look through the font that you want to use. Use your planning where you've designed your house style to help you come up with the font that you're going to use for this. And you can go ahead and set your size. Now your main font here that we're doing now is this font, it's the paragraph font. So the size for this is going to be 100% so that we can scale this, make it bigger or smaller if we need to. And if I press apply, you'll see that that font changes. You can change the text colour, so if you want the text colour to be different you can change it, but you must make sure that it contrasts well enough against your background. So if you were to use a light green for example, that doesn't contrast well enough against that background there. So for your text colour, it wants to be a dark colour against the light background. Next we go down to headings. Your heading font wants to be the same as your page font, but the sizes want to be larger. So for heading 2, it probably wants to be twice as big, so 200% will be about right. And then headings 2 and 3 want to be a little bit smaller. They still want to be bigger than your main text, but not quite as big as your heading 1. So I'm going to go for 150, making sure I set this here to percent, and 125. And then what I can do is I can go ahead and choose my colour. So I can type in my colour value here. So you have your house style, you have your colour scheme, so you can type in one of your values in there. For this I'm just going to choose the colour from here, so I'm going to choose this colour, and I might use a slightly lighter version for this, so I can pick up that colour and then I can go to my colour wheel and just lighten it a little bit. And then if I press apply, you'll see how that's looking. So you've got heading 1, heading 2 and heading 3. That's it done for your formatting of your text. If you go back to the appearance panel, the next thing that you want to do is look at your background. So at the minute we have a plain white background here. Now you can do one of two things here. You can choose a background colour, so I could pick up a colour for example from here or from my colour scheme, which will give me that, or I can use an image. If you have an image saved that you want to use as your background, you can press browse on here and that will allow you to add that image as a background. So if I went to browse here, I have an image saved in my images folder, and I can press OK on that and apply, and that will put that in as my background. Now if you're going to do this you need to make sure that your image is large enough. So the image that I've chosen there is plenty big enough to fill out that page. What you don't want is to see little bits of it. So you can press OK on that, and at this point you can go ahead and file and save. The last thing to do then is your title and your footer links. So the next tutorial will talk you through that.